Do we want to talk? We want to talk Battleground first, or do we want to talk like the real story of the week?
That's loaded up.
What the real story of the week?
Well, I mean, the homie Ricochet.
Oh yeah.
I get. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can freestyle the timeline. I don't remember what day this started. I feel like it was sometime over the weekend.
Sunday.
Sunday sounds about right. It was definitely before Monday morning. There was word on road that Ricochet, and this was not a tweet. This wasn't an IG story or nothing. There was a report out there that said that Ricochet informed WWE that he will not be renewing his contract when it's up, reportedly sometime in July. That's the most specific date I could find as of an hour or two ago. Whole timeline crazy. Timeline reporting, yo, Ricochet not coming back. Yo, Samantha Irvin probably going to be leaving WWE. Ricochet versus Will Ospreay at Wembley Stadium. They had, that was him. You were leading the pack on the Rick Ospreay.
Yes.
That's what
yes.
Monday hits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember if there was word of if Ricochet, like people were saying this may be his final Raw, but I don't remember if there was actual word of him being booked, like there being a match, anything like that. Which I imagine had everybody at least tapping in the Raw to see, goddamn, what the hell was going to go on.
I had a rough day.
I could tell. So finally, and this is what's confusing. We'll have this conversation because this is kind of confusing. So Ricochet shows up on Raw, has a conversation with Dragunov, like, "Hey yo, I got your back. It's wild out here. Don't worry, I got your back.
Way back.
But facts, I got your back after the match is over." He said, "But just so you know, once you finish with whatever you got going on over there, you got to see me because we got to finish our business." And Ilya Dragunov said, "Cool." Has his match, loses to Bron Breakker. Bron Breakker's trying to kill him. Here come Ricochet over the dasher boards in his t-shirt with the skinny jeans on, and he take out Bron Breakker, and Bron Breakker go to the back. Ricochet then go help his homie to the backstage, so I guess he was still jacked up. And then here come Bron Breakker, killed his mans, and then picked up Ricochet, lawn darted him into the truck.
Wait. Yo, I felt bad for that man, yo.
Who, Ricochet?
Yeah.
Why?
Because he hit the ground hard as a bitch.
He took a back bump.
It was some pretty sick bumps in that sequence.
He took a whole back bump, and it did not sound nice.
And it looked like he hit his head, too.
It looked like he hit his head. Yeah, it looked like he hit his head.
It was pretty gnarly. It was
a great beatdown.
Mm-hmm.
He got long. What's up?
I thought he did.
Yeah, I think.
Well, all right.
Braun did a good job with him. It felt real. Like I was like, oh bitch, he fucked up.
The people were wondering if Bron Breakker was like that guy right now. Yeah, look at this shit.
Payal.
Why? That's that.
How high you think Jimmy Hart mouth is?
He hit that. That's what that was right there. But
he in his mouth.
What
in his mouth?
Wow.
So Ricochet got thrown in Jimmy Hart's mouth, and then he got from the south.
That's crazy.
And then he got slammed on the car. I love that video. I'm sorry with that. Pow. They got Ricochet was on the stretcher, giving the thumbs up, like, it's all good, y'all. Don't worry about me.
Like Tupac.
All he needed was a bandage on his head.
Mm-hmm.
Goddamn Ricochet. And Samantha Irvin, mind you, she left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because we had to hear what's it called.
She is an actress, honey. Mother Irvin, she is an actress.
She was scooting in them heels down to the back. to go be with her man after he got lawn darted up in somebody.
That's how Mary's parents' grandmama used to scoop it home.
But look at this shit. W acting. So this is what we see. This is the last we see from on Monday Night Raw, and the conversation is when I saw him laying on the car. That's when I had the thought, like, this could not be over. This looks like this man will be out for a month or two and then come back and attack.
That's what it felt like as well. And that's why I said, I don't know about that.
I just left the door open for however this goes, whatever decision he's made.
Right.
It's enough for him to be written off, but it's also enough for him to come back. My personal opinion, even if he comes back, booking is going to have to. It's two people to me who I feel like they need to go away for a while and then come back fresh, and that's Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Wow.
I think that with Ricochet, when he comes back, booking has to be very wise in making sure that his wrestling is always the highlight. Don't try to give him no real character work. Let other people do the character work for him, because the man is just not strong on the mic. Even in those exchanges, it just wasn't given. But when it comes to performance and ring, he is the moment.
This is my question. With him, let's say Ricochet leaves. Does he leave and take the belt with him like DDM?
Ricochet is not smart like me.
That's funny.
I never took it back.
You ain't seen it.
You've not seen it. I don't know where they're at with Speed, but I heard he don't have the belt.
They took it off of him.
Yeah, I heard he had the belt for like maybe a month and a half, something like that.
Yeah, they already took the belt off of him.
But
dang.
So my initial thought was, this man about to go on an excursion. I'm not saying it's a Mercedes Moné or an Edge Adam Copeland, but clearly, to DDM's point, clearly they're not doing anything productive. He's wrestling and he's putting on dope matches, but I mean, he was in a tag team with Braun Strowman. He was the Speed champion that we never saw on TV. I can't really think of what he's been having amazing matches, but either he loses or it don't go nowhere.
Mm-hmm. He definitely loses.
Shouts out to the patrons out there. I may be cribbing my conversation from the Patreon episode from today, but the way the wrestling world is right now, just like for a Nick Nemeth, the world is like it's open for a Ricochet. A Ricochet could go to New Japan. He could go to CMLL. He could go. A lot of folks, I already see the chat talk about TNA. We'll get to the conversation about WWE and TNA and with Battleground and whatnot, but that's a possibility as well. Hell, Trinity was just down there. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that could happen. But because it wasn't just like his contract ran out, we didn't see him. They actually did. They spent TV time, 2 segments, 3 if you count the conversation with him and Ilya Dragunov to get to the thumbs up and the crash on the car or whatnot. This moment, I'm just saying he could be going 2 years and then come back and pick, because the key is Bron Breakker is just starting. His star may be even bigger if there's a time where Ricochet finally does decide to come back, and they could have that. At the very least, that could be that could be a surprise on Raw, and then they got the whole file footage. All they got to do is pull this up, run that back on the TV for a segment or something, and you've got to, at the very least, you have Ricochet's first match back whenever he's done.
If I was Ricochet, you go ahead.
Well, go ahead, Dad.
No, I was going to say, if I was Ricochet, if he is not going to renew, I would definitely be wrestling all around the world and taking theater classes.
Facts.
Wrestle all around the world and do theater classes, because that's honestly the thing, in my opinion. And hey, who am I, right? I'm just a fan. But in my opinion, that is what is held him back. he needs to get that character and that talking together. And for some people, that's a challenge. If he can't do that, then he needs to figure out a way or come up with, and I don't know, maybe he's done this already with Creator, but come up with ways to circumvent him having to talk so much. Like, to be honest, the way he was written off was probably his best storyline and booking in
a while
time, because it put a showcase on the action and the skill set. That was the story. They let Samantha and everybody else and Bron do the emotion. So in this exchange in theater, this would be a scene in a movie or in theater, right? This is one scene. In this scene, Samantha, Bron, and the action is doing the work. He's not having to now depend on conveying an emotion other than athleticism, which is what his strong suit is.
Facts.
That is how he needs to be booked moving forward.
You gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say maybe Dap is 1,000,000,000% right, but he might just go somewhere where he doesn't need to talk. Shit, overseas, indies, whatever. They're gonna accept him for being the nigga that can defy gravity.
He gonna go to AEW and do.
That's what
he goes to AEW. He is one of 1,800.
Yeah,
he is one of one. Who said it on Turnbuckle Tuck this past week? I think it was Justin. He's one of one in WWE. He's the only one that can do what he does in the WWE. And he goes to AEW. What does that look like? He can have dope matches with the Ospreys of the world and all of that, but like what?
You know, AEW's the Foreman Mills of wrestling. That's crazy.
You know what? He might not be wrong.
Foreman Mills Wrestling may be the name of the episode.
They'll showcase him for as long as he's fresh, new, like a new toy. But then what? But then what?
So this is the thing. My cousin has a take on this. I'll get to his take because he's not here to express it.
That's right.
The thing with Ricochet is he's number one in the WWE, but he's still one of them with the same skill set. He's still one of the guys if he goes to the other place. Because it's a bunch of people who do the same thing, but it's only a few great ones. That's why we made that big stink about when Vikingo came in and his shit was so outlandish, but it was crisp. Damn near every time you seen it, it was on the money. So
where's he now?
He's back he's back in Mexico.
He's not in AEW. He may have had like 2 matches there.
So he had a good.
I stopped. Honestly, I didn't pay attention after the Kenny Omega table spot because I don't know. It didn't seem like there was anything greater than that, right?
No, that was it.
That was it.
Because it was so outlandish and it was perfect.
It was perfect. I just saw the clip the other day. It's an amazing.
It's perfect.
It's an amazing moment.
So I think that he could still be one of those guys if he goes over there. The problem is it's the problem that I have. What it is, we are seeing the exact same thing week in, week out. That's what made it special in WWE is you didn't get to see this shit all the time.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So
Vikingo injured. He got injured in AAA back in February. He had to give up the Omega title and everything. They stopped the whole match. There you go.
And that's the one thing that I hated when this happens. Like when you go to, people leave WWE because I feel constrained. I'm not doing what I really want to do. And what you really want to do is wrestle without real
theater.
No, like you want to wrestle without like a Mox. You want to wrestle without parameters. And when you wrestle without parameters, like injuries happen, you know, and that's the one thing that I worry about when people leave and then they go to outside of TNA. I feel like TNA tries to apply some measures to certain things, because I feel like it feels more developmental than anything. But when people go to AEW, New Japan, and all these other places, like, I get scared for them because they really go hard, and like I worry.
Oh, I would say the thing with Ricochet is he's at least done New Japan before. He's been around for a bit. He actually had a fairly extensive indie career before he went to WWE. So I would hope that him going to the indies would just be him turn the volume back up to 9 or whatever, as opposed to having it around 6 or 7 or wherever he's operating when he's in the WWE ring. 35.
Oh yeah. You resign, nigga. Just resign.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This feels like he's going to go outside and see what the grass is looking like over there, and then at some point when he's ready, let me take my ass back to Paul.
This is, yo. I talk about this shit often. We watch the Osprey in the car. You seen Kenny Omega's condition now?
Yeah, still hurt up.
This shit ain't for you, cuz. Just go ahead and get tackled every Monday night
and get that check.
Can't do it. He can't do it. He's seeing Mercedes out there. He's seeing people being able to go out there and wrestle different people and do different styles and whatnot. I think that's what he wants to do for a little bit.
Now, I commend him for having a love for the field, having a love for the profession, and as an artist, I get it. Sometimes things are really about the passion and what you love. Like, so like I would make songs whether people downloaded them or not.
Right.
I would want to act whether people came to see the show or not. Right. However, in acting, you can expand your career. Now, here's another piece to this, another element to this.
Also, too,
you have your significant other, your fiance, who will soon be your wife, right? Who y'all both are going to be traveling a lot, okay? Yeah. And you got to be at 35, and then, I don't know how old she is. How does that relationship work? So that's something that one has to take into account.
He may be home more.
Like that,
If he signs with AEW, I mean, they fly out. If he's on the one show, he'll fly out once a week and then go back home.
But they travel together, so I don't think that's an issue, right?
I would assume it wouldn't be an issue, but I would assume that he wouldn't be traveling nearly as much with her because he'd have to be flying out to Albuquerque or whatever, and they'd be in Hershey, PA. So
how much of a dynamic do you think Samantha's rising popularity, or does it even play a role?
You're asking is that contributing to his decision?
Sometimes as men, right?
I would. Tristan, why am I wild? I would hope that that's not the case.
Right. But sometimes as a man, right? You want to be like, you happy for your boo. And I think about this with Montez and Bianca. You happy for your boo. But as a man, let's have a man conversation right now.
Talk about it.
Okay? Mimi, close your ears.
I didn't say that.
Earmuffs.
I didn't say that.
As a man, you want to be able to be up there with your woman. You can be happy for her, and I have no doubt that he is. But as a man, it's our innate nature to be that guy.
Right.
Okay? And can a woman be more successful? We're seeing it every day. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want to be clear before they be like, "Oh, you can't handle a strong woman."
They coming for that.
But I'm just saying
that impression.
Like, listen, I felt the same way. I felt that this week or last week, I should say. I don't want to say anything, but I was like, I wonder how he feels about that.
Exactly.
And
you meant Ricochet.
He was supportive. Sure. Sure.
He came in the company. Didn't he come in before her?
Yeah, he was in 2018, I believe is when he started.
So he done came in the company. This chick is over off of announcing.
2019.
Wait, hey, Dad.
I hope that's I hope this is just a theory.
Right. I'm speculating. But what you gonna say, man?
Dad,
Because I'm get busy.
I watched like, yeah, we all love Samantha Irvin. We love her. You know what I mean? She is the announcer. But I did see,
We'll get to that in a second, Uncle D.
After a Raw show, I saw Ricochet walking with his lady, and somebody shouted to Ricochet, and this nigga did a whole backflip in the parking lot. I don't care how hot your woman is, she can't do that. She can't always go down as the nigga that can backflip, standing up on cue. That's great.
Fam has an excellent point in the chat.
I'm not disputing.
He great to niggas like me.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that at all. I'm just saying.
Let her now, nigga. You know.
I agree with Fam. Because a lot of this conversation is kind of sparked because of the fact of, is Ricochet leaving? Ricochet's leaving tomorrow, whatever. Like, we weren't having this conversation at Wale Mania.
I mean, yeah, but it was no conversation to have. He's leaving. Now
what I'm saying is, I don't know if just because he's going means that there's a conversation.
I had the Montez conversation with Miss Fam. With Miss Fam. I've had that conversation because we were watching the show and it was validated slightly.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not.
Don't. Because we have to move on. But I did want to.
Go ahead.
No, what you gonna say?
I just want to know what the fuck is going on.
That's that private chat. Go into private chat and have a conversation about that.
I saw that.
I think the one interesting note that a lot of people are circling is that WWE put out that message that Ricochet is out for an undetermined amount of time, indefinitely. Some folks are saying they wouldn't be doing that if this was it. And there's also conversation that because of this conversation over the last week about Ricochet and the back and forth, there's a thought that, again, this is all dirt sheet stuff, but there may be one more match. There may be something to kind of tie a bow onto this because of the way that they sent him out. But because again, if his contract is up next month, there technically would be time to do something before he was doing whatever he's doing after WWE.
Yeah. I don't believe it.
The whole Prince Puma
Never did.
I'm a cheer for him regardless.
Right.
I want to see the spectacular shit too. Let that nigga leave. Fuck it.
I'm with it. But
man, shut the fuck up, man.
We gotta move on.